To beat Indiana.
Hannah, they did it by overcoming their tendency to play 5 different games rather than the team game necessary to win at this level. Latrell Sprewell with a solid all-around performance. 5 assists. Mark your calendars, an historic occasion. Allen Houston with a Walt Frazier-esque performance, all about control and leadership. For San Antonio, though, after a hosing in Game 3, tonight they come with an edgy, focused attitude of, okay, now we know what the rules are. The game plan for the Spurs, all about broad shoulders, high elbows, and no more Mr. Nice Guy smiley face. The Knicks have to play the game of their life tonight. If they lose here, it's over.
You almost took Peter out. It's only the pregame. Come on. Meanwhile, Tim Duncan shut down.
Shout out to Bill Walton, man. RIP to the legend. But I want to touch on something that he said in the last part of that video, or that clip. The Knicks have to play the game of their life, and if they don't win that game, they are going to lose. Now, obviously, he was talking about the 1999 finals where they lost in 5, but in 2026, I personally feel as though, although they are up 2-1, I do think if they don't win this next game, it could potentially be over. I think what the Spurs have done in the past 2 games, which was the second game at home and the game in Edmonds G, I think they figured out what the Knicks are going to do. I think they figured out, as we saw, they're not going to let Wemby guard Cat at all. Like, they're just not going to do that. First 2 games, he was cooking, and I mean cooking Wemby, like on the glass, getting downhill, just with physicality on both ends of the floor. Like, he was in his head, and he was better than him on the court. But Mitch Johnson and the defensive staff and, the players, Wemby, Stephon Castle, Vassell, all those guys, Dylan Harper, even Darren Fox, like, they all keyed into Game 3 at MSG and realized, hey, we got to bring the physicality. We got to throw the first punch because we've been getting the shit kicked out of us the first 2 rounds. So we got to throw the first punch, bro. And they did. And they won that game. Just to break down a little few things that they did, or maybe just 1 or 2, because this is not a long video, so I don't want to waste no time. I don't want to be long-winded. The Wemby, playing off of Josh Hart, right? You're going to live with him making 4 threes, right? You're just going to live with that. Because he's not a knockdown shooter. He's not, he's not even a streaky shooter, I wouldn't even say. Yes, he can knock down jump shots, but I wouldn't even go as far as to say he's a streaky shooter. I think he can get hot at some moments, but it's rare that he does, because it's fucking Josh Hart, and the way the Knicks play him, or, put him in spots, they don't really use him as a, shot maker, unless the team makes him a shot maker, or try to make him a shot maker. Obviously that was a good strategy to have Wemby, use his size at the highest level and just roam off of him and eliminate a lot of, driving lanes for guards and even stuff for Cat, like bigger guys like OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, Cat. Like, I realized, with the guards on the Spurs and the wings playing in the gaps more and funneling guys into Wemby, a lot of guys kind of like got, it kind of frustrated them a little bit. Like, a lot of drives weren't as clean as they were in the first 2 games. Guys are making dumb decisions because now what you're seeing is you're not seeing Wemby up top. So now you can't just straight, drive down the baseline or, cut off the elbow and get to the rim, Now you got to see that guy. And now you got these guards, these aggressive guards. And shout out to the Spurs, man. The Spurs are a great team. As a Thunder fan, I'm unbiased, so they are very, 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 very good. And it's crazy because they're so young. So, it reminds me of OKC in a way, but a completely different OKC. I kind of don't like when people say that, not because I'm biased, but because, like, I feel like they are better than us, or better than we were when we were, like, that super young. We're still super young, but, like, these guys are 21, 22, 20, 22. Like, no. Or their main guys, Harper, Wemby, and Castle are like 21, 20, and 22, some shit like that. But anyways, so back to what I was saying about the, the few adjustments that they made, as far as that. And then on offense, getting Wemby down low. Like, I talked to a few of my friends, in this group chat I'm in, and it was just a matter of getting him downhill, getting him in the paint, post him up. Like, I kept saying, like, bro, Mitch has to do that. And I'm not saying that, oh, I'm the best and I know what I'm talking about, and Mitch listened to me through this like psychic fucking ability that I have. but yeah, bro, like, just get him. Like, he's 7'4" and he has the greatest wingspan I've ever seen in my life. So utilize that. He's very skilled. You know, it's a plus that he can, you know, create, but get him down low, create these mismatches, create these opportunities for your team. So I love that. So I think going into game 4, they're going to continue doing that. But with the Knicks, bro, the Knicks have to, and I mean they have to, incorporate Cat more. As a big Chet fan, I would say this a lot regarding Mark Daigneault and getting Chet, you know, more involved in the offense and not having him stand in the corner or stand here or whatever. Especially in that Spurs series, even in certain moments in like the first 2 series against Phoenix and LA. So with Cat, I feel like, you know, Mike Brown has done a great job using him as, you know, offensive hub, like using him as a screener and a pick and roll playmaker, and having him on the nail or having him up top at the key, you know, being a playmaker, and then him just being able to create and use his size and his speed, you know, at that height at 7 feet. Because people forget, bro, Cat was a number 1 pick. Like, he's a freak of nature as well. So he's basically a unicorn himself in his own right. So I think you just need to get him involved more. I seen something online where it said, like, in 29 minutes in the 4th quarter, he hasn't taken a shot in the 4th quarter, or like 2 shots or some shit like that. Like, that's terrible, bro. And I love Brunson, but he's not like a playmaker of like a Shea or a Luka to have you run so much, and then when you get into the 4th quarter, you're just heavily reliant on, you know, Brunson ball. So eliminate that. Run more offense through Cat. Obviously, the other guys got to play better. OG and I feel like Mikal are going to play better. I think, you know, Clarkson is going to play better. I think Sham is going to play better. It's really up to those 2 guys and Mike Brown, bro. Mike Brown has to make the adjustments. But those are my takes for game 4. Also, we rebranded. We are now Check Rock Podcast. So thank you guys for supporting me as always. I love you guys. Thank you. Have a blessed day. I know a lot going on in the world, but it's always a blessing, you know, talking to you guys about sports. I mean, I won't say it's a distraction, but nonetheless, it is a outlet of sorts. And so I do appreciate you guys helping me grow my platform. We're almost at 40 subscribers, 5 away from 40 subscribers, bro. So like and share. Subscribe if you're new. Again, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, and I will see you guys after. And also, I'm sorry. Also, my football video is still coming out. It's still coming out, so don't worry about that. And my Thunder video is still coming out, so please be on the lookout for that. But as always, man, stay blessed, stay safe, and love you guys.